Warcraft ahead of us. In case you're wondering about just coming back and checking us out, or if you want to sub and support, wondering what you might be supporting for, we're going to be live pretty much every day, apart from maybe tomorrow. I'm a little bit unsure what we're doing tomorrow. As we jump on into this, we have to the bottom right hand side, I've right Zerg player from Q-Lash. It is Elazer opening 13-12 here. And he's going up against PenguiN, the blue Zerg player, to the top left hand side of the map. Let's see what second series of the day is going to bring. It's probably going to be a little bit more fast-paced than the Snut Ryung series. As we set up into this one, obviously already, Elazer looking to be aggressive, but the fact that PenguiN opened a cast pool hatch himself just on 16, 17, 18 or so pool hatch gas, it means that he's going to have Lings out defensively, and so I'm not sure what Elazer will be able to do, although Elazer is actually going to keep his Lings at home. Doesn't move them across the map just yet, and looks as though he might continue to flood Lings here for another Overlord finishing. And he's going to build the hatchery. See what else he wants to do though. These Lings are just so late moving now that it really is kind of a bit of a mind game. Just going to try and catch his opponent a bit off guard, and even though he went pool first, he just might not have the units to actually be able to defend this. Lings looping around then, going to be able to move in towards the natural then and see what's going to happen. As they jump on in towards the mineral line, we're just going to be seeing already a little bit of damage being done. Ling speed kicking in, and there is more Lings on the way from Elazer, so he is just looking to continue flooding across. And now PenguiN doesn't immediately have what he needs against this, but over time he will sort of get it. A couple Lings here will be surrounded, and that's what Elazer, PenguiN was kind of waiting for actually. He was waiting for those Lings to pop to begin the fight. But now his Queen on the low ground is going to get surrounded here, and the Queen on the high ground will be in trouble as well. The Lings from PenguiN are not coming out fast enough here to help defend this. And Elazer's getting some real damage done. Behind this, he's still making Zerglings though. He's not droning up or anything. Another Queen pops out, but it might just go down very quickly here as well. Again, the slow Lings are not able to get themselves in good positions at all, and now PenguiN's army supply is really starting to slip away quite quickly. And we're going to be seeing those 3 more Lings on the left-hand side. PenguiN coming in, and now going to be seeing Elazer going to be continuing to fight, and he will run out of steam a little bit here. Across the map, there's a counter-attack going down, and PenguiN actually is able to pick off the Queen here the next few moments, perhaps. It's very close. He actually might not be able to. Oh, defended by Elazer. It's kind of huge, but it does mean that PenguiN now has cleaned up at home. Elazer takes the opportunity to drone up quite heavily here. He has got 2 Queens on the map against none, so that does help him over time, even if it isn't going to help him immediately. And so we're going to be seeing the Lings again moving around and seeing what they can get up to. So Ling's still just gathering on up together. A couple of Queens will come forward and pick off an Overlord. I like Elazer's position. The fact he's been able to draw, and the fact he doesn't have to reinvest 300 minerals into Queens. These are all things which are going to help him out quite significantly moving forwards. Queen's just again looking to inject. Baitness is on the way up as well here, so just getting that set up and ready to roll. 12 more Zerglings on the way out from PenguiN, so getting this rolling, getting this set up. Let's see, a little bit of a fight here. I mean, again, Elazer right now is still currently without gas. He hasn't gone back into gas mining since his 100 gas for Ling speed. So let's see how this is going to go as you have Lings pulling back in towards the natural expansion. The first Bane's on the way up. Queens will be here to wall, will be here to target down those Banes. Will it be enough as the Lings? Are they breaking through? No, not quite. But the Queen's already taken a lot of damage, which puts Elazer into a little bit of a difficult spot here. You lose the Queens already. You don't have anything to really help fight against those Banes, and that's what Elazer really needs. Starts to target fire down. He gets 1, 2. The rest of them is on to connect though. And it looks as though PenguiN is going to start being able to break through into the natural expansion. Elazer being a bit greedy here with how many drones he made. And now he's got 20 more Lings on the way up. He's again got units across the map though, and he is picking off workers himself. 6 workers killed by PenguiN, 4 killed by Elazer, but he's also starting to lose his hatchery. If he's not careful in the next few moments, Elazer's going to lose that, and then he really is in some more problems. And then he's just gathering up. Going to see these Lings continue to fight here. Queen from Elazer going to go down. It's been a back and forth heavy Ling aggression game here for game 1. It looks as though it really is starting to tilt into PenguiN's favor. More Lings on the way out from Elazer. He has held his low ground base, but only for so long. GG is called. PenguiN takes game 1. Alright, PenguiN takes the first game of this series. We're going to be jumping into game 2 in just a moment. Get this set up and rolling to see what we continue in towards. Second map, Ascension to Aya. So let's go into this as PenguiN has taken a 1-0 lead in our best of 5 here. And yet a bit of a speedier series so far. Didn't even begin to see a 5-minute game between Snoot and Ryung, obviously. Let's jump into Elazer and PenguiN game 2 to see if Elazer can bounce back. But I'd like to see some longer series, even if this game's on, you know, if the games are quick. I'd love to just see some longer series. Yesterday we saw 5 3-0s out of a possible 6. Would be nice to just see, you know, even if all the games are just 3-1s, it'd be a bit nicer than the 3-0s we saw yesterday, which was a bit ridiculous. Okay, guys, if you enjoyed the stream, make sure you check out the Match Arena page to support the tournament. Exclamation mark Match Arena in the chat to check that out. As we're just missing PenguiN here. Hopefully get him in a moment or two to get this going. Alright, just getting PenguiN back in here and we'll be off and away in a moment, guys. And to game number 2 of this series, Ascension to Aya is our map. Players are ready. We can start this off. So, jumping on in, let's see how it happens. Countdown, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the loading screen will come up. And we'll start jumping on into this game. This whole series may be over in the time it took Snoot to finish one game. ZvZ truly the best matchups is Antavara. Well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely possible, not gonna lie. It's definitely a possibility. Alright guys, let's jump into game number 2. I mean, Elazer opened with what I thought was the kind of the build order disadvantage, but he made it work out with the way he executed it. But then he fell apart, like he just wasn't ready for PenguiN to go quite as all in with his counter-attack. You know, Elazer just wasn't there. He didn't have gas, he didn't have Banes against his opponent who did. And that was pretty much that right there. So as we go into this, to the right hand side, bottom side, is going to be our red Zerg player on Ascension to Aya. From Q-Lash, it's Elazer. Took down Keen 3-0 yesterday to advance into the round of 8. Came out of his group in 3rd place, behind Euthermal and Neeb. Neeb already in that round of 4, and if you are waiting for Neeb, Neeb vs Alive is our next series up after this quarterfinal matchup. I'm actually looking forward to both semi-finals. I'm excited to see some Snoot ZvZ, and especially potentially that DreamHack Valencia finals rematch if Elazer is able to pick up his game here and get going. And we do have the 3rd place match in the finals to come as well. Whatever combination we see, I mean, the fact the 3rd place match in the finals will both be non-mirrors and will be ZVT, ZVP, guaranteed now, because one of Alive and Neeb will be in the 3rd place match in finals. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. PenguiN, top left-hand side, is our Korean Zerg player. Has both open hatch gas pool here in game 2. PenguiN leads by 1. And let's see if he can maintain that lead and push himself already onto match point. So setting up into this, seeing what's going to happen. Building on up. As you just see, early overlords crossing the map. Nothing really crazy about that, of course. Just overlords moving over, seeing what's happening, seeing what's going on. Nice little slow-paced start here to get us rolling. Do let us know who you're cheering for in the chat then, guys. Let us know if you're cheering on... yeah, let us know who you're cheering on. Are you cheering on Elazer, PenguiN, or are you just looking forward to that Neeb series coming up next? Are you excited to see Snoot back in action again later on? Let me know who you want to see moving through, or just in general who you're excited to watch more of. As we set up into this, Not much going on just yet. The drone going to move towards the third hatchery. Elazer already Ling Speed, Bay Nest, and now a third hatch. PenguiN banking up his gas at the moment, so banking up his gas, getting ready to go. As you can see, this Queen going to be able to drop an inject on this newly morphing in lair, which is obviously going to be kind of expected given the fact he was banking gas. Could be Rotron Evo to wall off here, but might still just be a kind of a straight up Spire play overall in terms of the you know, the follow up to the lair, I suppose. Rotron drops and a couple of drones will just come on down. Extractor being taken. Again, let's see what the lair's used for, if it really is going to be for this Rotron. And eventually Evo or not. Elazer though gets into the main, so you will get a scout. He sees the lair coming down. And Elazer already picking up some information about this. Should be fairly happy about it. As now we're going to see even more Zerglings from Elazer. Going to move out into the center of the map and towards the upper left hand side. Elazer moving over to see what else he can do here. Three Queens working their way through those Zerglings. We will see a Cryptumid being picked off. Cryptumid does go down. There's that third hatchery finishing up as well. Elazer we're able to set up towards that there now. As again, I mean, just a faster third hatch. Ooh, the Nidus. You know, I didn't think about the Nidus at all, if I'm going to be honest. It's one of the last things I thought about, but Elazer, I mean, you wonder if he puts 2 and 2 together a bit faster than I did. Saw the Rotron, saw the lair. I didn't even begin to think about the possibility of a Nidus network here, but it's what it's going to be. Problem for Elazer right now is his own Rotron's only halfway done, so it's a long time until he gets his own units in production. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. Now the Lings and Queen going to see this here right away. He's actually going to morph a couple Banes. 3 Banes will kill off a Nidus, but I just don't think they're here in time. Right? And I think PenguiN very much knows the same thing. As he pops on out, the Queens will start coming to play. As these Banes finish, I guess they will explode. Next to the Nidus, he'll get, oh, the transfuses there. The Banes getting picked off in kind of different points in time. Elazer is going to lose game 2. 3 of Elazer PenguiN. So top left-hand side, the blue Zerg is Elazer. He is opening hatchery first against the aggression of the red Zerg in the bottom right-hand side, PenguiN, who did open with the 12 pool. 12 pool coming through. As we set up into this and see what's going to happen in the next few moments. Guys, just a heads up, please try to keep it English in chat. I understand some of you guys probably don't understand me, but we will get timed out for English because otherwise that's just one of the rules of the channel. Dark Ones, thank you very much for the 21-month resub. Holy shit, nearly 2 years, man, insane. Get some love in the chat, please, for Dark Ones in the 21 months. Do appreciate all the love and support you've given over the last couple of years, mate. Thank you very much. As this game about to kick on off. Let's see some Wardy Hearts in the chat. As the Elazer will have to start defending against this 12 pool. Saw it with an Overlord, so he doesn't know it's coming. He was able to pull his drones down very quickly. He start buying some time. He's already got 6 Lings on the way out. Queen on the way on the high ground too. We'll lose 1 drone here, 2 drones. As they get a little bit split up and allow themselves to be surrounded a bit more easily than they maybe should have been. Lings coming back in and we'll be able to just push those Lings of PenguiN away as well. So Lings winking their way through that hatchery, and we're just going to be seeing the Elazer units now here as well. But I mean, obviously, again, it's kind of this battle of can he save the hatchery in time. He might have to build drones back into this, but he's already lost a couple. He might not want to lose too many more. He does get a bit of a better start off to this trade, but it's starting to go now the way of his opponent. Although with the nice move around, he's going to be able to do this. So it's a defense from Elazer in game number 3. Fanny looking to kind of stabilize himself here a little bit and get moving forwards in a bit more comfortable manner. Cancels the Spine Crawler too. As we see that getting taken down, you can see Elazer moving through the center of the map with a bunch of these Zerglings. So a bunch of Lings coming through the center here from Elazer. Gonna look to see what he can do as he goes down towards the lower right hand side. Queen will do a little bit of damage. Picking away at those Lings right there. More drones on the way up. Queen coming through as well, and yeah, just getting set up into this as we see how things will continue. Distracts from both sides here from PenguiN. Obviously, he's playing gasless up until now. That will affect him in a few ways. Elazer will be able to take a faster third hatchery because he knows his opponent is gasless. Elazer isn't gasless, but he hasn't spent his gas, so he might just go straight into roaches. The thing is, PenguiN doesn't know that, and without knowing that, it's very hard to justify being able to take a fast thread expansion of your own, because otherwise it's very risky. I think let's continue to work their way through those rocks as we see the Evo Chamber dropping down at the front as well. Elazer just beginning to set up in towards that roach-based playstyle. As you see, PenguiN, of course, we expect that from him. Double gas coming down, he doesn't have anything like link speed, so he's going in towards that. Now Elazer will actually start up link speed here, which can be interesting. There's a few uses for what is kind of a later link speed coming up. And as you can see, those two, well, the Evo and the Rotron, just sat on kind of either side here now. A few more of these Zerglings from Elazer moving forwards as well. Looking to see where they can go, looking to see what they can get up to. More Lings of Elazer, just again moving around. He did actually cancel link speed in the end, so it turns out he wasn't going to use it for anything. It can be a good way to try and deny the third hatchery and delay that a little bit while the roach number is fairly low. But at the same time, just going to invest everything in towards roaches, which also works out nicely from Elazer. He's already far enough ahead, I think, to get into this position where he is able to... Well, yeah, I mean, he's far enough ahead, I think, to just go into a position where he's able to build up a lot of roaches and to build more roaches than PenguiN. And then maybe pushing towards a victory, so... 10 roaches on the way out. They're going to be popping very soon. There's a Elazer. 42 workers basically just not saturating the third base and making masses of roaches, so he can then push down towards the bottom right-hand side and just start to look to take a victory here in game number 3. So roaches continue to come on up. A couple of queens working their way through the Overseer. Overseer will be able to finish more. Does get that heal up though, as roaches now actually making their way through the rocks, which they knocked down themselves. They'll continue to work their way through this as we see a few more roaches coming over into position. And the rock's not going to be able to do too much else now. As you still see this Overseer of PenguiN taking a little bit more damage. Queen is on top of it, and again that Overseer is dropping. It will go down. Oh my god, 1 HP, 2 HP. It'll go down eventually. There it is. It falls. So Overseer drops. There's a Elazer just looking around again, thinking about how he might want to attack here, but doesn't seem to find a chance. I mean, roach speed is about to finish, so if he does feel as though there's a moment, he has to make use of it now, otherwise it's not going to be able to do too much else. Lots of roaches going to come down to the south now. Third base is up. PenguiN with roaches and queens. Just going to spread up a little bit and see what will happen. Again, +2 missile attack on the way up on either side here. Carapace on the way too. I mean, I guess coming out of this, Elazer hasn't even come out with that much of an advantage. A few drones ahead at the moment, but bitted behind an army supply. His +2 attack upgrades a bit faster, while his Carapace is a bit slower. Very similar games right now, as you can see this Overseer. Just going to get pushed away by those few queens. Strikes continue coming up. Again, more and more roaches from Elazer. I mean, he's already at the drone count he wants to be at, but obviously PenguiN isn't. 7 more drones. He really wants to keep on building up into this, but eventually we're going to see some fights, and it's going to start happening soon. PenguiN pushing forwards. There's a lot of gas available to move into Ravages, but he's just going to go completely into this. Now, he isn't going in with a Great Concave, and immediately you can see the consequences of that. Roaches of Elazer able to just push in and very easily clean that out. So a couple of roaches go down. Hydra Den of PenguiN is going to be finishing up in a few moments. As the Hydra Den finishes up, Burrow still on the way as well, +1 Carapace finishing. Tunneling Claws on the way from the Rotron. A variety of different upgrades. Here's this Queen pushing the Overseer away just slightly. And more roaches and Ravagers of Elazer starting to come down the left and then down towards the south. Another hatchery all the way to the south, with PenguiN's already moving in towards the fourth. It's Elazer now to look to apply the pressure. He's going to look to hit with +2 missiles, so he's been building up into this for a while. He's got a small army supply lead going into this. Obviously, the PenguiN has been going in towards some Hydras, and you will kind of have Hydras as a bit of a backing line to help him out against this attack. He's adding some Ravagers in here to help out instead. He is +2 against no +2 right now, so he has got the upgrade lead. But can he push through the choke point? Can he justify that as the corrosive bars aren't enough of them to actually get rid of this Overlord even? We're just going to keep on working the way through the rocks right now. And Roaches and Hydras still gathering up together. Overseer's on the way, and you can see the PenguiN nest coming down as well here from Elazer. So again, setting up in towards that. And Hydra's still on the way out here from PenguiN. Newtest Carapace on the way through as well. And Roaches and Ravagers coming down to the south side. A few Roaches actually burrow to the far left, and Elazer looking to make use of those tunneling claws and the burrow upgrade he invested into a little bit earlier on. Very passive game so far. I mean, attempts to fight, but haven't really been finding the actual kind of possible ability to fight. As now we see those Roaches and Ravagers of Elazer again pushed away by PenguiN. So PenguiN able to push those back. Roaches popping up here and will be able to work their way through a whole bunch of these drones. So drones taking quite a bit of damage. 6 circuits going down. Now a couple more drones do end up burrowing. And again, Hydras here going forwards. 2 free workers going down. As those Roaches start to get picked up. Meanwhile, PenguiN is pushing through the center of the map as well. I guess he'll be able to kind of loop around to this left-hand side army and join everything together for a larger fight if you would like to. 18 Banes on the way from Elazer. That's going to be his way to try and combat this Roach Hydra star roll. The Banes into the Hydras. It's kind of interesting because Roach Bane's more expensive than Roach Hydra, and so it's actually kind of cool if you can get the connections with the Banes. You burst down so many units that all of a sudden your Roach numbers become overwhelming. Obviously, super effective if you can use it on the Hydralisks because of the fact that the Banelings do good damage to those light units rather than armored. Roaches run on in, that's going to be these Roaches getting cleaned on up. Overseers are nearby, and it's a good defense by Elazer. Doesn't really lose too much, doesn't get kind of troubled so much in doing so as we see the Roaches popping back up over here. And they'll now try and back away once again. Roaches and Hydras on the chase though. And Elazer, even if he backs away in burrows, there's an Overseer nearby, so you can't do too much forever. Army coming down here from Elazer, however, he is getting in a position to get ready to fight apparently. Now obviously Elazer does, well, PenguiN does know that these Banelings are a feature in the army now. He's already seen them with those couple burrowed Roaches he had before. There's a Baz, that's going to be a dead Overlord right there, and a few Roaches taking some damage. You're going to see him splitting up, and PenguiN's starting to fight with only half of his army. He will win very convincingly the south side. Unless these Banes do a lot of damage, which they are going to start doing, rolling in. And oh my god, the Hydras disappearing. So all of a sudden, PenguiN is going to lose the top side, where he just didn't have enough units to fight with in the first place. And now he's going to lose the bottom side, where those Banelings came into play from Elazer. Elazer pushes through this army as if it was nothing. And he's going to be able to keep on pushing through towards the base. Or is he? Maybe not, actually. The Roaches disappear, and suddenly it's just Ravagers on their own. The Ravagers on their own are going to get pushed away. Ravagers being forced to pull back as more Roaches now arriving. Elazer had a Carapace upgrade, but only for another 30 seconds or so. Roaches still pushing on forwards. A few more Ravager shots coming on down. 4 bases apiece here. 4 bases apiece, plus 3 attack upgrades going to come through from PenguiN. If you can get into that, that's great, because Elazer has not even started up a hive, so it's a big investment that Elazer hasn't made just yet. But for the same time, it isn't going to pay off PenguiN just yet. It's going to take another 2 minutes or so, and he has to survive those 2 minutes first. His army is a little bit better though, more Ravagers, more Hydras. And it doesn't mean he has a bit more damage output as long as he keeps those Roaches in front. As you can see, the Roaches and Ravagers continue to push on through Elazer. Really wants to break this position now. I mean, he is ahead in supply. He has got the opportunity. Roaches and Ravagers continue to fight here, but over time you can just see the damage output of the Hydras and Ravagers that PenguiN has really starting to come through here, so he's able to push this away. Elazer has to pull back up the left-hand side. Turns to fight once again now. Ravager 2 once again will be taking a little bit more damage. Some burrow to heal these units up. All the Roaches over in the main base will pick away at a Queen. We'll get rid of that right there. So Queen does go down. We have a couple drones going down as well. So damage being done. More units gathering up on the left-hand side. And after 40 minutes of this game, we're still in this position where Elazer, I feel, has been leading throughout. He's been in the good positions. He's known what he's wanted to do, and he's been doing it. He just hasn't found a way to really break through the final fight just yet. But yeah, and time is kind of starting to run a little bit thin because of the fact he has not got that +3 weapon upgrade coming through. And that's something which will work very well for PenguiN once he gets there, but he's still not there just yet. And right now he's fighting without roaches in front, which means the Ravagers die quickly, the Hydras die quickly. Okay, Elazer's just going to absolutely stomp his way through this. At the same time, he's dealing damage in these mineral lines over here if these run by roaches too. And that's going to be GG more or less. As Elazer, 195 supplied to the 74. Elazer takes game number 3. Elazer is going to be able to make this work out. Every so often sometimes. So it's just the way it works out. I mean, these mirror matchups are generally weird, you know, because it's a mirror matchup. If something's very effective and something else isn't as effective, it's generally much better to go for something that is very effective, which is generally the roaches, which are, you know, fairly cheap. You can get a lot of them up. They're powerful in low numbers. In high numbers, they work well. And then once you're already committed into those roaches, it is, again, hard to transition. Which is why you usually see roach versus roach. And eventually transitions in towards Hydras later in the game. When you're a little bit safe and you've got enough bases and enough time to justify building up the Hydras, then you can make that transition. And sometimes you see that Lurker transition coming through as well. So yeah, that's kind of why roach versus roach is the thing. I mean, I guess it's roach versus roach or Ling Bane, right? And Ling Bane, again, once the roaches come up, it just doesn't trade well enough to realistically, you know, keep on trading. Very few players will make Ling Bane work consistently throughout a game. Someone like Drew can, but that's about it. Top right hand side, blue Zerg play from Q-Lash is going to be Elazer. Into the bottom left, our red Zerg is going to be PenguiN. Hatchgas pull a piece on Mech Depot. People make bad calls all the time. Like, I mean, you look at the start of the fight, Elazer was running on through him, and he was leading in supply. He was killing off a whole chunk of stuff. Just reinforcements came through from PenguiN, so you know he was crushing PenguiN's army. Just suddenly PenguiN's reinforcements come in and wins the fight. Turns it around. You know? A lot of the times as well, like casters seem to make mistakes, but they're, you know, things happen in the game that changes so quickly that's hard to convey as quickly when you're actually casting stuff, and sometimes it's hard to notice that it's happened as well to actually just bring up, you know. Casting's, I mean, I don't want to fucking run the pity bus or anything, but casting is kind of difficult when you think about all the things you got to watch and stuff and so on. Things you got to convey in a fairly short amount of time sometime. It's tough to get right all the time. Tough to get right all the time. It's okay. Shit happens. I appreciate I made a mistake. It's just what triggers me is when you make a mistake and people in the chat like, oh my god, how could he make a mistake? Has this guy ever casted in his life? Because he's made a mistake. It's just kind of silly, isn't it? Maybe I just read too much Twitch chat. Anyways, we step up into this and Elazer just going straight into Lair, Rotoron, and Evo Chamber. Now there is link speed on the way from PenguiN. He'll go into a later Lair. Generally this means Elazer will take a later third base because he doesn't have the link speed to protect a faster third, whereas PenguiN will. PenguiN throwing down his own Evo Chamber as well. Is that just going to cancel? That was a cancel, right? Yeah, cancels the link speed. Perhaps realizing what the situation is, and so realizing he doesn't need the link speed, cancels it to make the most out of what he can get. He's already just that little bit behind, though. Behind on the +1 upgrade, behind on the roach speed. And there's little things like that which will add up in Elazer's favor, and maybe just allows Elazer to be a little bit more aggressive in this game, and maybe to get a bit more damage done, which can lead to later, you know, to other advantages later in the game too. What's OSC? OSC is the online sports championships. Online sports championships. I completely forgot what they rebranded to. They just rebranded. Basically, they're a tournament organizer. You've been running StarCraft 2 events for a long time, and in StarCraft 2, They run the OSC League, which is, you can find out more about at www.sc2online.com. And it's basically really cool. Basically, they partner with a bunch of events, and they run a bunch of their own events, and all of these events give out OSC points. OSC points accumulate over the year, and at the end of the year, points mean the championship. And there's a $10,000 championship, which last year was, or this year, or last year was run by PenguiN, which was awesome. We had a great cast of that. And, yeah, third hatch coming on down. Roach moving forwards. Looking to see what's happening. A little bit of a few roaches going over here. Actually, Elazer going to try and get some damage done already. Coming in towards this left-hand side. Obviously, a scanning around for PenguiN in the main. He is going into a Spire of his own, so PenguiN looking to get into the meters in this game. Roaches working their way through this hatchery. And this is actually a little bit of an issue here from Elazer. So this is going to be Elazer working his way through this, and this is going to be a cancel from PenguiN. That's nice. Elazer getting the advantage on this, and well, is he going to keep pushing forwards? He's still ahead in supply. He still has the +1 upgrade lead. Defensively, though, PenguiN's well set up with transfuses available on the queens and more. Roaches of Elazer continue to come on up. Something claws coming through. +2 missiles, +1 carapace, and the burrow upgrade coming in as well. It is actually just breaking. He's just really breaking through here. I guess it's because the muter's on the way up, right? And the muters eventually arrive. Elazer won't get too much more damage done. But still, picking off a couple of the queens, I mean, it is actually going to slow down PenguiN to some extent. He's only got, what, 1 queen left over now in the main, so he's going to be missing some injects. His third base was killed. You know, there is points of, good points, good position here for Elazer in general. I was just going to be seeing the meters. Going to come in, chase a couple of roaches down. Just taking some damage, and we are just going to be seeing. Well, 3 hatches still up from Elazer, and he's still mined quite comfortably. 54 workers, obviously. Defending the meters can become quite difficult, though. And he isn't actually making anything to actually help deal with the meters, just queens, which is good defensively. But then, when you go, when you go aggressively across the map, you can't really bring queens. It's very difficult to do that, right? So, queens here, they work fine defensively, exactly. But what do you do when you actually want to try and fight? Because any fight here is going to have meters overhead. And there is the answer. Hydralisk Den is going to be the choice here from Elazer, which I kind of like. Some players have been more recently going for, more recently going for kind of some infestors. It's kind of intriguing. I kind of like the Hydras. They're a bit more mobile. They're a little bit less hit and miss. Some players love, though, because the infestors are a little bit less commitment based. You can just go 2 or 3 infestors and then look to hit corrosive vials with those fungals. And as we're going to be seeing the meters continue to fly around. A couple drones picked off as again Elazer across the map. Not with many roaches, just 2. He's going to be able to get some damage done, and again, just keep himself at a 10 or so worker lead. That's a cute little play with that burrow through on the roach, just to make the most out of it, and he's just going to be able to... Ooh, I thought he was going to save that roach, but he doesn't. But 7 workers killed from 2 roaches. It's pretty sick. Roach we're going to finish shortly. More roaches gathering together for PenguiN towards the natural. I'm still just going to be seeing a few more Hydras on the way out as well here from Elazer, so... Continue to set on up. A few roaches will burrow and just relocate. Queens transfusing each other up as well. Going to see the meters coming up the right-hand side. And we'll continue to see what else is happening. Overboard going to be getting picked off right there. Actually, Elazer will hit a supply block from this. That's obviously one of the things the meters are very good at, picking off these overlords and just denying most map control from Elazer. However, Elazer's got another set of roaches burrowing across the map. I mean, at this point, though, PenguiN is in this position where he is beginning to go into roaches of his own. He's got +2 missiles because he never really slowed down on upgrades. He's also got Bane speed coming up, so he's obviously looking to go into kind of what Elazer did in the last game. Get the Banes up to deal with the Hydras, and then, hope his roaches can just push on through and overpower from there. So he's continuing to come on over to the left-hand side. This Overseer will be in trouble in a moment or two. Which is, again, just another nice little pick-off from PenguiN, just slowing the Elazer down. Another 100 minerals he has to reinvest if he wants an Overseer back, then even more than that, of course. Work accounts fairly even. Elazer just down on army supply, actually, at the moment as he goes into a hive. He is building up some hydras, though. I mean, in general, in terms of a fighting army, oh god, PenguiN has 37 roaches to 17. Okay, well that's quite a lot. That's like a worrying advantage, like 20 roaches more. Okay, there's 17 hydras up, but again, you need to make sure there's enough in front of those roaches to keep them safe. Now a few infestors on the way out, get some fungals up. Elazer really playing the tech-based composition here compared to his opponent. He's playing, you know, the mutants to buy time, and then just really into roaches of his own. In the end, that banelings, those banelings are a possibility that we've not seen being added in yet, but it's something we can still expect to see in the near future. Well, Roach is going to come on through, and we are just going to be seeing PenguiN again, looking to see what else he can get up to. Picks off a couple of roaches right there. Hive going to finish up as well from Elazer, so I'll finish up, and again, those few roaches also just going to be moving on around. Roaches, hydras, infestors. Elazer is set on up to, again, really take kind of very strong fights, very powerful fights. He's maxed out now, so army supplies will even out. Plus 3 missiles is on the way from Elazer too, something he can invest into, having gone into Hive. We saw PenguiN in the last game trying to go into the Hive and then plus 3 attack, but he died before it came up. This game is a bit different because Elazer isn't in any sort of immediate threat of dying. And there's, you know, because there's no reason this kind of initial fight should do that well. As, oh my god, first fungal is huge, second fungal's good as well. None of these banelings are connecting so far. The Hydra's pulled back. Elazer here initially loses a little bit of kind of damage time as the Hydras have to pull back and not really do too much else. Queens to the right-hand side are taking the attention of some of these roaches, and you can just see that these Hydras are continuing to push their way through. They're going to be able to kill off all of these roaches, and this is going to be Elazer taking a huge lead in game number 4 from an 0-2 deficit. Looking to tie things up 2-2 and move into the semi-finals later today, where he will play against Snoot. Elazer looking pretty good with this. Again, roaches there from PenguiN doing a nice little bit of damage. A whole bunch of Ravagers on the way from PenguiN now as well. 3-3 upgrades still on the way through here. The Ravagers are nice. I mean, there's something to help him out. But are they just coming in way too late? He pushed into that previous fight with just roaches and Banes. And well, the Banes didn't really do anything at all. The Infestors were perfectly placed to get great fungals. The Banes, when they did connect, were, you know, connecting on to split up roaches at the front. They never hit the Hydras they were intended for, and it just meant that Elazer's damage output was way too high to push on through. A few more Ravagers coming into play here as Elazer will set on up and get ready to attack once again. Seeing to reposition themselves, seeing what they can maybe get up to, and here we go. Roaches will start to take some damage. Ravagers will throw some corrosive vials up into the sky. They're going to drop one down, but not really hit on too much there. Queen will get rid of that Overlord. Elazer having a tough time actually pushing in and ending this game because it is a very choky area to push in towards this 4th. So Elazer just going to play it safe, play it carefully, re-drone slightly, rebuild his Overlords and get out of this supply block. It's also the fact that PenguiN is much lower on drones, and so he actually does eventually have, well, he still has the same army supply right now, but he will eventually have a larger army supply, whereas Elazer's advantage will be the fact he can rebuild and fight again. A bunch of roaches burrowed to the south side, and again, maybe that's the way he tries to make use of this right now as we do see those roaches moving on forwards. He actually pops up to pick off a couple of those roaches of PenguiN trying to cross the map. 3 about to be done for Elazer against currently just 2-1 from PenguiN. And again, just taking more and more of an upgrade lead wherever possible as he just tries to bait out a bit of a fight here and there. We'll turn it around, take a very beneficial fight for him here as these roaches get split up. And even without the upgrades, this would have been a victory for Elazer, and it is now even more so of a victory. Ravagers, Hydras, and Roaches coming up to the high ground here, and we do see Elazer's going to loop around to try and see what he can do. As, oh, well, his Roaches here will be get picked off. Obviously, this high ground position is kind of nice, because not only is he towards the 3rd base, but he also has access to the 4th base mineral line. Corrosive Vials are going to cancel a bunch of Roaches building on this 3rd base as well, which removes some of the reinforcements coming through from PenguiN. PenguiN in a bit of a tough spot. He is going to try and counterattack with some units here. Elazer not with a lot back at home to help deal with this, so let's see how well he's going to do it. Well, how much he can stop this. Queen's already starting to drop more. Roaches are on the way out. There's Roaches in the main base of PenguiN as well. Elazer winning the fight over here, so it is all about this counterattack. PenguiN is not going to be able to break through, though. It seems that Elazer's getting enough units out of this best of 5. It's 2-2 between these players. So use those coupons up. Go, 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 go. I want to see them all used up before we come back from when we come out of this game, okay? Perfect. Elazer here, early in the game, is just going to go gas pool Hatch. He's our red Zerg player, up against the Hatch gas pool of PenguiN top left-hand side. Elazer playing safe, doesn't want to lose this series to some weird sort of aggression or some all-in. Wants to just play safe and make sure he has what he needs to defend. So that does put PenguiN in a slight advantage. Just a very slight advantage. It's called a build order advantage, not a build order win for a reason. And it is really very minimal. The overall advantage is reset up into this, and just look to see what's going to be happening. Overlord's spreading on out, looking to see where they're going to go. Looking to get some information as to what's going on in general here. A few of you guys asking if this is the final series of the day. Nope, nope, nope. We're barely even getting started, guys. I know we're 3 hours in, but we have 4 more best of 5s to bring you. Those 4 more best of 5s will be live, starting with Alive versus Neeb. After this series. After Alive Neeb, we'll have Snoot versus the winner of PenguiN Elazer. Then we'll have our 3rd place match and our finals. It's going to be a great day of StarCraft 2, so really don't go anywhere because we have a lot of action still left to bring you guys. Alright then, Zerglings coming on over just to start scouting around a little bit. Elazer is banking a few lings up on his ramp. Bane Nest finishing. Looks as though he wants to be aggressive. First Zergling here from PenguiN being pushed away. Not going to be able to do too much there, and we're just going to be seeing Link Speed kicking in. So Link Speed kicks off, starts to move in towards the upper left-hand side. A lot of Lings going to start running towards the upper left-hand side. A couple of them from the left. And we're running in here as well. And a couple of Banes will start to morph on in. So a couple of Banelings morphing on in right now, as we do have all of these Zerglings coming in to try and get these Queens. The Queens are quite far forwards. Losing the Queens very quickly can be very bad if you're going to try and defend against Ling Bane. And here come the Banelings. The Queen will try and target down. One Bane gets one. The second Bane not going to find anything just yet. The Ling's trying to make the most of this here. Gets 2 Queens. And Elazer behind this has been droning. But now he's actually 9 workers ahead, and he's realizing that he is maybe in a bit of trouble. He needs more Lings, and he especially needs some more Banes of his own to help him out here. So Elazer really needs to find a couple of Banes. He'll try and morph them in on the low ground. He'll morph probably a couple in on the high ground too. Drones hold positioning to make the most of this and to make the life difficult here of PenguiN. He's trying to do what they can. Only 3 workers lost so far. I mean, Elazer can afford to lose a few. We're going to see the drones now going to pull back in towards the mineral line, and we are going to be seeing, well, the first Bane is ready. Where does it go into? Nice connection on the ramp. More Banes morphing. Another one moves down the ramp as well to buy some time. Elazer still ahead by 5 workers, but so far behind in army supplies. PenguiN looking to win this right here and right now, but his lane numbers, well, they're doing well for now. But again, there's another couple of Banes about to finish, and there they come through. The Banelings connecting. However, more Lings coming across the map, and Elazer so far cannot seem to keep up with this. He's not injecting on his natural, remember. As this Queen now going to go down too. Elazer has to start new Queens. He's missing a lot of injects here, which will heavily impact his ability to make enough units to defend this. And maybe, just maybe, Elazer doesn't have a way out of this right now. It's going to be a tough one. He's still a couple workers ahead, as PenguiN still just streams Lings across the map. Another Baneling here gets killed just before it finishes morphing. 2 Lings already on top of this next Baneling as well, and it doesn't really get that much done. Does use it to try and just tilt the favor into his own. Well, Elazer uses it to tilt his favor, tilt the fight into his favor there for a couple of moments. We're going to see these couple of Banes on the high ground still ready to come up, and Elazer is really just about hanging on every single time now. New Queens come out, and he will be able to protect this Queen. He's got his injects underway, which will help massively. Look at the minerals he's banking, and that's only because of the fact that he doesn't have the injects and the lava to spend that he needs to. More Lings coming over, and let's hope Elazer is not going to be fooled by this. Let's hope he's not going to be caught unawares, because if he is, it could be a very quick end to this game. He's morphing more Banes, he's making more Lings. It's just the fact that these Lings are hidden. He might go into drones. Now Bane's on the way up from PenguiN. Bane and Nest is about to finish. He's got 18 more Zerglings in production. It's actually Elazer going across the map here, and he's leaving, well, 1 Baneling at home. It's not a lot as Banes morph into the right-hand side. Elazer will see those Lings, and he'll start backing away, or at least just gathering up. He's now morphing in aggressive Banelings. Still has 1 defensively over here. There's so many Banes and Lings about to run in towards his mineral line, and that's going to cause issues here, and there's going to be fights on either side. The Queen's already going to start dropping here right from the get-go. Baneling goes off, but won't do too much. At the same time, huge Baneling connections from Elazer on the other side of the map, it seems. And he just has to try and get rid of those Banes that are still moving around in his base. 3 of them and 2 more morphing in. His drones are going to be in so much trouble. Drones of PenguiN in trouble too, though. 18 to 26, and he'll be losing a few here. But actually, Zergling's coming out to help out. There's a laser. He's killed a lot. 21 to 16 workers. Drones pulling back in. Oh, we're going to see drones actually being pulled in to try and help fight this now. PenguiN trying to hold this position right here. We're going to see the droid Banes going around the other direction. Slings are on the way out once again. Elazer needs to try and hit this inject, I think, at some point. Otherwise, he's going to be in trouble. Can he save the Queen? He will save the Queen. Queen stays alive. The Baneling doesn't do a lot, and Elazer will continue to hold in his base. Now 13 workers lost, though, 16 to 17, and it's on a nice edge this game. It can tilt to anyone's favor at any moment in time, as we're all going to see Elazer will be able to clean up those morphing in Banes. PenguiN has run out of steam. He's run out of momentum. 1 Queen apiece, 16 to 17 workers, and I think 7 minutes in, this game is really stabilizing. What an absolutely insane scenario. This was really quite crazy. You're going to see those Lings going to back away over through the south side and over to the left. A couple Banes moving forwards, and we're going to see what they can do. Another Baneling going to be on the way down as well. And these Banes gathering up together, and Zerglings too going to push on forwards, trying to get a bit more done here. Come the Banes of Elazer to try and save the day. He gets some good connections initially. He needs to buy some time. Queen takes the brunt of the damage there, and the Queen's staying alive as well. He's got more of his own Banes coming through. Baneling of PenguiN does good damage. At the same time, though, PenguiN is losing workers across the map, and because of that, he will type out GG. Elazer takes the series 3 games to 2.